Everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabriella, and today we're going to be talking about foam tape. I'm going to show you the foam tape that I use, how I use it, how I cut it, and basically all about foam tape. So let's get into it. So starting off, I just want to show you the foam tape that I use. I love this one. I've tried the 3M one too, which is really good, but it's a little bit harder to source. And this is how I like to prep it. I'll put it on a strip of parchment paper, so it's really easy to take off, and it's also easier to cut into the kind of under eye shape. Easier on your scissors, and you can get a nice clean line there, like a nice clean curve. So it's going to sit really nicely on the under eye. You can see here a little bit closer up how thin the tape is, and it's really soft and flexible, and it's not going to be harsh or uncomfortable to be on the under eye for your client. And the parchment paper I use is just plain old parchment paper. I take a strip of the parchment paper and I very carefully just line up the foam tape, and then when you're done with one side, you cut it and you flip it over to make it double-sided. And yeah, we just put the tape on the other side. Very simple and easy, and this is going to save you so much time if you do this ahead of time before your appointments. You can cut them up into the little under eye shapes, and also any of these little offcuts or strips are so good for layering, which is a technique I can go into in a different video, but it just helps you with your isolation and speeding up your process. So here I'm going to show you how I use the foam tape for taping down the bottom lashes. I ask my client to look up and back towards me. I focus on taping down the middle of the lashes. You can kind of play around with the inner and outer corners afterwards, like I'm doing here. If there's any lashes in the inner or outer corners that are sticking up, or even in the middle that you missed, I will go ahead and grab some micropore tape. Really important that you detack that before you stick it on the foam tape, because otherwise you can kind of yank and pull when you're taking it off, and it's going to hurt your client. So you can see me going in here with a little bit of micropore tape and taping down any of those little bottom lashes that I missed. This is so important to do before you get started with lashing, because if you're doing it at the end and you're like, oh crap, I've stuck all the bottom lashes to the eyelash extensions, this is just going to save you so much time and a lot of stress. So you can see my beautiful set of Russian volume that I've done on my client, and I'm very gently peeling off the under eye pads. You want to peel these off similar to the way that you would with a waxing strip, so you're not pulling directly up into the air, you're peeling to the side. And usually I'll start with the inner corner and peel very gently kind of down and to the side to get them off. Now if the client has super dry skin, or you see that they're not wearing makeup when they come to the appointment, you might need to detack the foam tape a little bit, as it might stick a bit too much onto their skin. But you'll see in the next clip I have a client who has no foundation on, and it still comes off very nicely. So that's basically it. I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll leave the link for the tape that I used in the description below. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.